In a stunning turn, several European nations have formally begun the process of joining the BRICS alliance, marking a historic pivot away from the post-Cold War order. For decades, Europe and the United States formed the backbone of the Western-led international system. Now, key European states are aligning with a bloc once seen as a counterweight to Western dominance. This is more than a policy shift. It's a seismic realignment that will redefine global power for generations. Years of frustration over Europe's junior partnership with the US, trade disputes, and diverging strategic priorities set the stage for this move. The expanded BRICS, now including major energy producers and influential global South nations, became an attractive alternative for European countries seeking new markets and greater independence. After discreet negotiations and gradual distancing from old alliances, delegations from Paris, Rome, and Berlin moved from observers to active participants at BRICS summits. The formal announcement on November 13, 2025, signals Europe's intent to be a key player in a multipolar world, no longer bound by Western unity. The world now faces a new reality, a powerful, expanded BRICS that includes members from the heart of the traditional Western camp. The entry of European nations into BRICS has triggered immediate geopolitical tremors, redrawing the map of global influence. The post-World War II order, built on transatlantic ties, now faces its greatest existential threat as the unipolar moment ends and multipolarity takes hold. For the United States, this is a strategic setback. Its oldest allies are now collaborating with rivals China and Russia. The West's cohesion is no longer guaranteed, forcing Washington to rethink its grand strategy and approach to Europe. Europe itself is divided. Some nations join BRICS, others cling to the transatlantic alliance, threatening EU unity and creating new fault lines. This split could paralyze European institutions and make the continent an arena for competing interests. Beyond the West, the expanded BRICS is celebrated as a victory for the global South, elevating the bloc to a truly global institution. Developing nations now see a credible alternative to Western-dominated systems, fundamentally altering global politics. The economic impact of Europe joining BRICS is as profound as the geopolitical one, reshaping global finance and trade. The expanded bloc now commands a massive share of global GDP and manufacturing, challenging the G7's dominance. The synergy of advanced European economies with China's industry, Russia's resources, and India's population creates a powerful economic ecosystem. De-dollarization gains momentum, with more trade settled in local currencies and alternative payment systems. The new development bank's influence will surge with European capital, and the dream of a common BRICS currency becomes more plausible. European companies gain access to BRICS markets, while BRICS firms expand into Europe, shifting global trade flows. Key industries like technology and green energy will see increased collaboration, building resilience against external pressures. Yet, integrating Europe's market-driven economies with state-led models like China's will be contentious and complex. The path to a new economic order is fraught with volatility, as nations navigate both opportunity and risk. European countries joining BRICS has placed immense strain on NATO and the European Union. NATO now faces an unprecedented conflict of interest, member states aligning with rivals Russia and China. This undermines intelligence sharing, military cooperation, and the alliance's credibility, risking paralysis in decision-making. The alliance could fracture into a core of loyalists and an outer ring with divided allegiances, threatening its effectiveness. The EU's unity is shattered as some members join BRICS, making common foreign policy nearly impossible. This deep rift could unravel decades of integration, leading to a fragmented Europe with competing agendas. If NATO and the EU can't fulfill their core missions, their relevance will fade and new, smaller alliances may emerge. The era of unquestioned Western unity is over. The inclusion of European nations in BRICS transforms the relationship between China, Russia, and the United States, For China, it's a diplomatic coup, bringing Europe into its orbit and weakening the US-led alliance from within. Russia gains a lifeline, breaking its isolation and gaining new economic and diplomatic opportunities. The Western consensus fractures, complicating efforts to contain Russia and China. For the US, this new triangle is fraught with peril. Its traditional strategy of alliance containment is compromised. Washington must now compete for influence even in Europe, once its own backyard. This triangle will be defined by rivalry, but also occasional cooperation on global issues. The risk of miscalculation and conflict rises as these powers jostle for position in a volatile multipolar world. The stable eras of the past are gone, replaced by unpredictable triangular dynamics. For European nations joining BRICS, the path ahead is filled with both opportunity and peril. Economic diversification and strategic autonomy are the main draws. Access to new markets, investment, and a chance to act independently of Washington. These countries hope to position Europe as a bridge between East and West, pursuing its own interests. But the risks are significant. Backlash from the US and EU, potential isolation, and economic retaliation. Internal EU divisions could paralyze the continent, weakening Europe as a whole. Within BRICS, Europeans must reconcile their democratic values with more authoritarian partners, risking a new form of dependency. The promise of autonomy could prove illusory if Europe becomes a junior partner to Beijing or Moscow. These pioneers are venturing into uncharted territory with no guarantee of success. The entry of European nations into BRICS marks the arrival of a truly multipolar world. The era of a single superpower or cohesive Western bloc is over. The future will be shaped by several major power centers. This new system is more complex, competitive, and unpredictable, with alliances based on interests rather than ideology. Managing the instability of multipolarity will be the central challenge, as the risk of conflict rises without a clear arbiter. Global governance institutions must adapt or risk irrelevance, while new forums for cooperation become essential. The West must adjust, focusing on diplomacy, flexible coalitions, and the appeal of democratic values. The expanded BRICS could lead to a more balanced world, or to intensified rivalry and fragmentation. The world is at a historic inflection point, charting a new course through the turbulent waters of a multipolar age.